Welcome back, folks, and thanks for joining us this Sunday morning. Have you heard of Myasthenia Gravis? Well, if you haven't, we have two folks here who are going to talk a little bit more about this illness and kind of give us more information about a support group that you guys have here for folks who may be suffering from this or who just want to learn more about it. And we are joined here by Ruben Guayard and Karen Mao. Thank you both so much for coming in today.
Well, thank you very much for having us.
We're very grateful to be here and make the public as well as medical professionals aware of this fairly rare condition. But the more the public is educated and the more the health professionals are educated on it, we're finding that the statistics, the latest, have come from 1 in 50,000 to 20 in 40,000 because they're becoming aware, like the voice, the speech, the swallowing. We can choke on our own saliva if we're not careful. And just our eyes, drooping eyelids, slurred speech. I even carry a card that says if my speech is slurred, I have Myasthenia Gravis.
Now tell me a little bit about what MG is exactly, or what it is considered.
Well, Gabby, primarily it's a weakness of the muscles.
Okay.
It affects people of all ages, females primarily in the younger ages, and men over 60. It's been statistically where those individuals, those ages are affected. But it's a weakness of the muscles primarily where, as Karen was mentioning some of the symptoms, weakness of the neck, arms, legs. You have double vision where you might have a droopy eyelid, the slurred speech, the inability where the brain is able to control some of the involuntary muscles, and you're unable to have facial expressions where normally you wouldn't be able to smile and you can't because
It looks like a sneer.
Right.
yeah, it's affecting the connection between the nerves and the actual muscle. So the brain is unable to have the muscle function properly. So consequently, people suffer from this.
Most definitely. And I know you both mentioned that you both have been misdiagnosed countless number of times because it is considered so rare.
Well, and also, in my case, I was diagnosed at age 75. And some of the symptoms, I thought, I'm old, okay, my speech is getting gravelly, I'm getting weaker, I'm older. Well, as I look back now, I've probably had this several years before it ever come to a point where I had to seek medical help. And we're finding more and more older people. The San Antonio support group is half older people because now they are finding out about Myasthenia Gravis, and it's really not old age, it's the effects of the myasthenia.
Wow.
Yeah. In my case, I was actually working in Baltimore, Maryland at the time, and the physician that I went to see luckily diagnosed me correctly. However, he didn't treat me properly. I ended up having to come back to Texas and was able to find a specialist, Dr. Carolyn Jackson, in San Antonio. She's part of the University of Texas Health Science Center physicians. And she was able to finally treat me properly. But I ended up in the hospital being treated with an experimental medication called IVIG, or it's an intravenous immunoglobulin medication that finally was able to help me control the illness to a point where I'm able to function normally at this point.
Right, and I know you both have decided to start the support group, and you mentioned San Antonio, because there isn't awareness down here regarding this, and there's no support down here.
Primarily, this is one of the reasons why we're organizing the support group, because I find it is kind of like a way of paying back, because the support group in San Antonio helped me so much that
Me as well.
had it not been for their assistance and their direction, I would not be here. I would actually be
Right.
deceased. This is one of the reasons why we're trying to organize this support group here in the Valley, because we know there are quite a few people that are living here and are not receiving the assistance that they need in order to have a better quality of life.
Right.
Many of the physicians here in the Valley may not know anything about myasthenia gravis and how to diagnose it and how to treat it. So this is why we're also reaching out to them and hoping that they would learn from us, from our support group here as well.
Of course. So again, you are hosting your first meeting coming up. When is
Yes.
that date? So people watching right now can kind of get that information, and if they are, want to learn more about it, or they themselves have been diagnosed, they can kind of come to you all.
Sure. We've been very gracious for the Knapp Medical Center Hospital to allow us to use their facility. And we're meeting on August the 4th, that's a Saturday, at 10 a.m. in conference room number 9 at the, again, Knapp Medical Center Hospital here in Weslaco.
Perfect, of course. And right now we have both of your numbers on the screen, and of course people can go and call that number, get some more information from you. Again, if they want to attend the meeting or if they have just general questions, of course they can come to you and ask.
Yes, they can actually email us as well.
Perfect. Okay.
At mg.rgvassist@gmail.com.
Perfect.
That'll be our personal main contact.
Okay,
The
perfect.
other numbers are for the Myasthenia Gravis Foundation of America
Perfect.
organization.
Okay.
There's a way we can set up a personal number that won't give our home phone away, so we wouldn't be deluged.
Right, of
But
course.
we haven't gotten that set up. So Ruben was able to set up the MGRVG Assist Gmail account,
Perfect.
and we would, either of us, be glad to answer anyone's questions, share what we have gone through. He's been a tremendous support to me because I'm not alone.
Right, of course.
He's
of course.
experienced the same side effects,
Of
the same
course.
symptoms, and that's what the support group is for.
Perfect.
To support each other and educate the public and the medical professionals.
Of course, exactly.
And I'm going to work with Valley Baptist Hospital for their education center, and I have a contact with Knapp Medical Center, and my neurologist is very knowledgeable in MG. A year and a half ago, she had 10 MG patients
Of course.
just for herself.
Yep.
And I know there's 2 other neurologists in the Valley that have several MG patients.
Right. Well, I want to thank you both so much for coming on the show this morning. I thank you so much. And of course, folks, if you want more information, you can go ahead and send an email to that. You can get in contact with both of you, or go ahead and call if you just want to find out some more information in general about this condition. Thank you again so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
having
for
us.
having us.
Thank you. All right, folks, I want to thank you so much for joining us this weekend. I will see you next Sunday. Have a great day.